Hello, this is Larry Cohen once again, and we are here with Trailers from Hell. And one of my favorite movies is now going to be seen in its trailer form, and that is Alfred Hitchcock's Foreign Correspondent. So if you like movies like North by Northwest and Hitchcock's early movies like The 39 Steps, then it's essential to see both Saboteur and Foreign Correspondent, because they're all the same movie. It's the same movie. As Hitchcock would say, I always make the same motion picture over and over again. And Foreign Correspondent is one of the best. You must see the umbrella scene in the rain. It's truly marvelous. And in this scene, hundreds of people with umbrellas standing on the steps outside a building in Holland. The old diplomat is coming up the steps, and at that moment he's assassinated right on the steps in the middle of the rainstorm. And the assassin escapes through the myriad umbrellas, and you see the figure moving through all these sea of umbrellas, and he's being chased by the correspondent who's covering the event, which is Joel McCrea, because Hitchcock couldn't get Gary Cooper to do it. And so he chases him, and then there's a car chase, and they end up in a field of windmills. And one of Hitchcock's cleverest things, all the windmills are going in one direction, except one windmill, which is going counter to the wind. And that windmill is signaling a plane, which then lands to pick up the kidnapped diplomat. This is the kind of fun you have in the picture. So when I was sitting with Hitchcock one day, talking to him, I mentioned Foreign Correspondent, and then I also mentioned a picture called The Prize, which had been made by Mark Robeson and starred Paul Newman, and it was the direct steal from Foreign Correspondent. So Hitchcock didn't even know, he said, that The Prize had ever been made, and that Mark Robeson had directed it, and that his old buddy, Ernest Lehman, who'd written North by Northwest, had actually written the screenplay for The Prize. He was a little upset when I told him about it. I didn't understand how none of his staff or nobody at Universal wouldn't have apprised him of the fact that his whole movie had been stolen by one of his former associates and had been made with a cast with Paul Newman and Edward G. Robinson and a lot of famous people in it, and released by MGM. Well, when I left Hitchcock that day after lunch, he was going to order that picture up so he could see it. This was the period when Hitch was really cooking. He was really making one great movie after another and building a tremendous reputation in the United States. It's led to such pictures as Notorious and Spellbound and, just a great body of work. Edmund Gwenn is even in it, who later on became famous as Santa Claus in Miracle on 34th Street. In this picture, he plays an assassin. You get to see Edmund Gwenn as a villain for a change. So if you're a Hitchcock fan, certainly see The Foreign Correspondent.